Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming by Pete's Snake Bite Kit YouTube channel. Here we are. If you've been here before, you know we're talking about all kinds of Cobra stuff and Ford performance stuff. Specifically, of course, I'm talking about the build for my AC Cobra replica that's coming down the road here pretty soon. I hope to have it by the end of the month here. There's been a lot of COVID-related delays with Hurricane, who's building this, with them not being able to get some of the pieces they need to fabricate stuff up for the pieces they're selling me. And then they've had a couple guys sick in the shop. They've got a welder that's out right now. So, you know, I think it's more important that they get rested up before they get back to work than it is that I get my car. So I'm being patient with that, of course. But anyway, what we're talking about today is hydraulic clutch adjustment and really the initial setup. There's not a lot of adjustment leeway on there, so I want to make sure that's right when it goes in. The unit that's going in the car, you've probably seen it before. That's the Windsor base 408 and Tremec 5-speed. And really looking forward, of course, to getting this thing running. But I want to make sure the clutch works right. So I'm going to go through how you set this thing up. There's a couple different ways to do that as far as hardware goes, and I'll talk about that. So here we go. Hope you enjoy this video. Okay, we got the transmission out. Pop the bell housing off. And then after I get the bell housing off, I'm going to take the starter. And we'll see what's inside here. All right, so here's all the major pieces we have as part of that exercise on setting up this hydraulic slave cylinder. Of course, the transmission, bell housing, and the throwout arm, and then the clutch assembly. So this has got hydraulic slave cylinder. Got this from Modern Driveline. The way this is supposed to be set up is this plunger is completely collapsed, and it makes contact with the back of this arm, which makes contact and rocks on this when you push the clutch. And of course this hits here, right? So there's supposed to be no play between this plunger, this arm, that pivot, and these fingers. To do that, you need to adjust that adjusting bolt there. There's no way to get to this with the transmission and the bell housing and the engine all one piece. So you've got to take this apart and take a couple stabs at it. You do not want to do this in the car. So doing it here, where we've got everything on the ground, is not that big a deal. There's another way to do this where the slave cylinder is inside the transmission and the bell housing, and it would basically look like this throwout bearing, and then right back here there would be a hydraulic throwout bearing. Now the adjustments that we make with that would be made with shims behind here, and you take a straight edge, you make a measurement across here, you compare that to here, you compare that to here, you set this all up, so hopefully all that is happy when you put it together. If it's not, you're taking this back apart. And if you have an issue with a clutch clearance thing, this whole thing's coming back apart and you're re-shimming this. This one, you'll see, it'll make sense when we have it all together. We'll have some adjustability in that arm once it's all together and this is in the car. I like this one a little better. All right, so there we have it, all back together. Got the trans back in, bell housing, and everything's set. So we've got no play here. It's just sitting there. There's an adjustment here on the outside if I need to make minor adjustments. So all we got to do is get the car, hook this up to the master cylinder, and we'll have the clutch that works. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. All right, so there we have it. This baby's all back together, like I said, ready to go. And that's the clutch adjustment, clutch setup deal for a hydraulic external slave cylinder. Hope you enjoyed this. Hey, there's more Cobra videos to come. I'm hoping I'm just a few weeks away from getting the car here, and that's when we're really going to do the fun stuff. If you like this stuff about Pete building a Cobra, subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified every time a new one pops up. Be safe out there, and thanks for watching.